sometimes these losses of identity can be funny. When I was a boy, I met an African-American called Sinclair Drake. He came to Ghana, and there was some reason for me to meet him, so I went to meet him. And he told me a story that he'd just been to the Congo, and he was in a hotel, and an African waiter came to him and said, "Where are you from, sir?" And Sinclair Drake said, "I'm from America." He said, "Ah, you must be an American Negro. I have never met a Negro." So, we have not always known ourselves as Africans. And to this day, if you go to the continent of Africa and you meet somebody and ask him, "Who are you?" they're not likely to tell you, "I'm an African." They will say, "I am a Nigerian, I'm a Ghanaian, I'm a Tanzanian, I'm a Mozambican," you know, anything but "I'm an African." They don't know what it means to say, "I'm a Nigerian." What was Nigeria before white people met in Berlin to decide that whoever would draw lines along the territory and put guns to defend those areas owned the territory? So the identities that we have are fake identities. We have to remake our identities, and the best identity we can have for now is the African identity, the continental identity. Now, what is our situation? Again, to that question, Sheikh Anta would answer: confusion, division, multiplied by ignorance. But you see, he did not say these things to condemn us. He said them as a prelude to suggesting ways of ending our confusion, our ignorance. What is our history? He spent a lot of time answering the question, because remember that there was a time not very long ago when the idea itself of Africans having a history was considered unsound, academically wrong. He would not defend that in any thesis. Now, his answer was, not only do we have a history, but we are the root of humanity. We were there at the beginning. That is to say that all human beings are kin to us, whether they recognize that or not. If they hate us, that is their problem. Those who do not hate us, those who would work with us, we can work with them no matter where they come from, to find ways of remaking a universe destroyed by too much greed and too much hate. He also said that we are at the root of civilization. This is another area from which we have been pushed. Now, we need to study seriously in order to understand what he was saying. He learned to read the records of ancient Egypt before he was able to assert, "No, you people are lying." That, in effect, was what his thesis was saying. He was saying to his professors, "Now, your traditions are lying. This is the truth. Look at it." It was a courageous thing to say. But to the end of his life, he suffered for it. Now, it is not sufficient for us to just accept what Sheikh Anta did and say, "It's done." We need to do the studying that will make us possess these resources. They are highly valuable intellectual resources. And you know, we should be teaching little children how to read and write hieroglyphic characters, ideograms, because the values are there. But we don't do it. We don't have any plans for doing it. We don't have the institutions for doing it. I've met plenty of people who know enough to take names from ancient Egypt. When I ask them, can you write? They say no. They are waking up, but they're sort of stretching and enjoying just that early morning feeling of being awake again. Well, time to get up. There's work to do. We need to work on the knowledge. You see, you can have a certain kind of knowledge and it acts on you again like a drug. It soothes you. It says, well, isn't it nice to know that we are descended from these fantastic people who invented this and that. Well, they did their work and they're gone. They did their work so well, they left traces that people have tried to wipe out and they didn't succeed. It's not for us to use their work as mattresses to lie on. We ought to use their work as springboards and move. What are our prospects? Now, for centuries, we have been organized according to principles that are completely alien to us, principles of profit and advantage. The greatest African values are principles of justice, balance, reciprocity, which the ancient Egyptians called ma'at. You will not find these principles at work in any of the great institutions of the modern world. The great institutions are the World Bank, International Monetary Fund, and so forth, and all our political leaders are going to these people and saying, teach us what to do. Well, all these banks and stuff can teach is destruction. They can tell people, cut down your forest, sell the wood cheap, then you'll get some foreign exchange. With the foreign exchange, you can get some guns to defend your president against people who are hungry and get angry. Now, we're going along with this because we don't know our own values. Our values are opposed to this kind of stuff. The search for profit, the search for advantage. Well, we are people who have suffered from this search for profit. People have come to Africa to buy people, human beings. There are certain resources that should never be sold. If African values were on top of our existence, we would never sell land, we would never sell water, we wouldn't sell the air, the sun, and we wouldn't sell human beings. But we did. And in order to recover our values, we have to go back and know what they are and find ways of affirming them against all the power of destroyers. Now, we shall not move out of our deprivation unless we recognize our resource bases and work out intelligent ways to reclaim them. This requires precise knowledge